and very, very strong and effective support from the people out there. I think we have Dr. Hemant Thacker, one of Mumbai's best known doctors. He's also very popular. He has been writing extensively in the media. Dr. Hemant Thacker, thank you so much for joining me. Arnab here. We're looking at a lockdown situation across Maharashtra. In medical terms, with the numbers going into the mid-300s, right? What is the difference between local transmission and community transmission, and where are we right now?
If you ask me, by definition, you can still say local transmission, but the way cases are going up, the way we are seeing cases, we are probably in phase 3, well entrenched, because we're seeing patients coming without any history of contact, without any history of significant travel overseas. And that is scary. And this scare is probably what is telling our doctors and our institutions that we have to be prepared for a very strict and a very difficult next 2 weeks. And I think the Prime Minister's idea of this, or order of this curfew, which a lot of people are extending, is extremely important. It is better to bolt the stable before the horse runs away, and it's useless bolting it later. So I think the most important way to treat this is to prevent contact, to distance, to isolate, to quarantine, to sanitize, and to be honest.
Yeah, we had a tweet coming in from the Prime Minister. We were just told, I'm just, between our conversation, I'm also putting out the latest tweet that has come from the Prime Minister. Prime Minister's latest tweet, he says, do remember 5 p.m. this evening for 5 minutes, be on your terrace, balconies or windows to express gratitude to all those who are working 24/7 so that our nation becomes free from COVID-19. Hashtag Janta Curfew. So the Prime Minister is doing everything to mobilize, to push, to support. Dr. Thacker, how does a medical practitioner like you differentiate between what is and what is not COVID? Because here the real issue is the symptoms are very, very misleading sometimes and confusing, right? And because of the anxiety that has set in, I think it's important to reiterate that. Can one really actually tell?
Well, until last week, we used to say patients coming in with a history of travel or a history of contact, those should be suspected to be COVID. But now it's getting a little tricky and probably a little anxious. So we as doctors say, anybody coming in with fever and respiratory signs or symptoms of more than 2 days origin, you have to look closely, you have to see how the comorbidities exist in the patient and then treat. You have to again be very careful about sending these people for testing, because we are a population of thousands and millions.
Yeah.
You cannot sell all and sundry for testing.
Absolutely, no, you can't.
And this is the challenge which doctors are facing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm happy that that the Prime Minister is being so kind to the noble profession. It's not for doctors alone. It is for the sisters, the ward boys, everybody of the hospital staff who are putting their necks on the line. You know, Ramayana has taught us that if you break the Lakshman Rekha, you can have catastrophe. And all these medical personnel or healthcare providers are really sticking out their necks. Let the whole country come together and help us fight this contagion.
Absolutely. Dr. Hemant Thacker, I thank you very much. It's also important that people like you communicate very often. So we'll be calling on your support. And take care, be safe, take precautions. I know you see a lot of doctors.